Hi all, welcome to SD System Design Session, weekly session which happens every Saturday. Today's format is we are going to do a mock interview, and Dipali is going to take the role as a candidate, and I would be acting as the interviewer. So we'll go for a system design question for another 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and then we'll open the floor for the audience to chime in and share their thoughts. So with this, let's get started. So Dipali, I'm going to put a question in the chat, and then I think we can go from there.
I'm just reading the question.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to design a social network site like Twitter where users can put status,
Mm-hmm.
design a system which allows searching.
So we have a system like Twitter. We only interested in now searching it and where people can put their status, and we want to design a system where user can search the statuses.
So, okay.
So if you have used any site like social networking like Twitter or any other site,
Mm-hmm.
so there is a functionality to search.
Yeah. Yes. So, our system will be read heavy. That's what, if looking at the first glance, I can think about.
So
But
you can I think copy this to your OneNote. That would be easy
okay.
if you want. You can click the text mode.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So any questions you have? So we want a simple search. We don't want any complicated search for now, and or queries should be okay.
Since we want to design a social network,
Mhm.
like I have few questions
So,
around
so we already have a social network, so we don't need to design that. We're only designing the search
yeah,
part.
on the search part of that. So we are mainly concerned about the tweets. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, I have few questions around what regarding like what will be the scale of the system, like
Mm-hmm.
how many users do we have, like how many because that will give the idea of how much data is generated and how to support it.
Mm-hmm.
So can I assume that it will be like maybe 1 million users or
So
something?
yeah, assume there are 1 million users.
So I'm like 1 million total users, and there will be some daily active users. Maybe like out of 1 million, there are like 500K daily active users.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
I'm fine with that.
okay. And like since we are searching tweets, so what
Mhm.
will be the content of the tweets? Will it contain text or like photos, or like sometimes they like tweets contains videos too? So
Yeah,
what?
good question. So right now, I think it's a simple string with some arbitrary numbers or words. That's it. Just a text.
Okay. And is there any limit to like number of tweets per user?
No, we don't restrict users on their number of tweets.
Okay. But we can restrict like the period of tweets, like 10 tweets per second or something like that for rate limiting.
Okay, you can assume that, but
Yeah, not necessary, just to like make
Mhm.
sure that it's secure. Uh,
Mhm.
um, and what will be the, so I have this data.
Mhm.
What will be the size of each tweet? Uh,
You can assume like standard 140 characters.
okay, okay. So that's a 140 character limit per.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, yeah, I'm just trying to see if there is any other information that I would need here.
Mhm.
So we want to search. Is there any specific features that you want me to focus on? Because when we want to search a tweet, it can be based on a tweet, like tweeted by some person, or um, like uh, trending tweets or something like that. Any specific?
So yeah, for now, I think let's have very simple thing like you search and it should give you the results. We can do some kind of localization or prioritization later if we have time. But right now, think in this way that you are searching and yeah, it's only I think constraint is we want to show the latest tweets first and then
Okay.
the old tweets later.
So if there are like user is following X persons, then or top tweets from those people will be given.
Mhm. Yeah, and then based on the latest tweet first, and then the old tweets, sorted by the time. That's what I meant.
Yeah, got it. So we don't want to like have any ranking system here, or
N-
if then.
Not now.
And is there any limit to like how many people a user can follow?
No, no limit.
Okay.
User can follow, I think, any number of things.
Okay. So I would like to take an average number, like because
Mm-hmm.
there will be like um still like a limit to like what people
Mm-hmm.
follow. So I would like, since it's like a 1 million total users, I would
Mm-hmm.
that it will be like 100, like some um 10,000, 10K followers per
Mm-hmm.
person.
Okay.
Okay, so I think I have kind of enough information about it. And this is a read. This is going to be like a read heavy system. So since you and I mean users, since already it's already designed, we are like specifically focusing on just the search. So it's a read heavy system.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have to like decide, so since I have like 500K active users, if
Mm-hmm.
on an average, if um, like I'm trying to see what will be the system requirements here
Mm-hmm.
to like save the amount of data that is generated and save it and return the results based on that.
Mm-hmm.
So if my daily active users are 500K and every person makes like 10 tweets per minute, so that will give me like 600 tweets per second.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and that will be in a day 20.
So,
So I'll take some average number of.
so that is fine, but 10 tweets you mentioned was your rate limiting. But are you
Okay, okay.
assuming that every user will put 10 tweets per minute? That would be like
Yeah.
every user. would be putting practically that's possible, but uh, every user putting 10 tweets is, I think, every minute is like really
Yeah,
number.
so I meant 10 tweets per day,
Okay, okay,
reasonable. So I have like 500K daily active users,
okay,
and
okay.
person can tweet like 10. So my amount of traffic that I generate will be 5 MB per day. So
Mm-hmm.
if I want to design a system for like 10 years, then it will be like
No, but 10 tweets, how you come with 5 MB? Every tweet will be 140 characters
500K, and each user can post like on an average, it will be like 10 tweets
per day.
per day.
And then every tweet is 140 characters.
Yes. Yeah. So that would be roughly
So
five.
by the way, OneNote has this calculation thing. You can do equal to, it will give you that.
Oh, nice. Like this.
Uh, you can just press equal to and press space. Okay, for some reason it's not working. But okay, I got your point. Yeah.
MB. So we will need this much amount of memory requirements over the period of 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And like when it since it's like a tweet searching, so it should be like real time. Uh, there is a like minimum amount of latency that we have while giving the results. So we
Mm-hmm.
focus on how many queries per second we support to do that, or queries per second we can expect based on our users.
Mm-hmm.
We have like 500K users, and each user can search for like suppose 100 or 100 tweets per day.
Okay.
That will give like whatever we got here, it will be like 10 times of that MB. uh, it's queries per second, so it will be in the seconds. So 500K into 1000
Mm-hmm.
divided by 60 would, since this is calculation is per day, 500K into 1000.
Mm-hmm.
So if I divide by 24 into 3600, that will give me my uh, query QPS rate that needs to be supported.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this gives me like enough idea about what scale I should support. Now we can like go ahead and think what APIs I need to take care of, since it's search only. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
like I can only think of like one API where it will be search tweet,
Mm-hmm.
and we will have a API dev key as a parameter, which will be used for rate limiting and also for authentication,
Mm-hmm.
identification. And it will be the tweet. Uh, so this will be taking input for the user ID, and for that user ID, it will calculate the. So from that user ID, it will get the followers list and then return the list of top tweets. So
Mm-hmm.
this API will return the JSON object, which will contain top tweets from all the users based on the timestamp.
So,
Uh, Tweet
so,
ID,
so,
follower. Yeah.
So, in your search tweet, where is the search keyword?
Search
So, so
keyword.
there would be some search keyword, right? That's what we are trying to search.
Okay. What I assumed is when we compute that timeline and what the user will see, that tweet, like whatever the top trending.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, sorry. I might not be clear. This is not regarding the timeline question. This is actually searching things.
Okay, so it's based on the keyword.
Yeah, based on the keyword. Like you are on the page,
Correct.
and now you are searching something.
Okay, 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 okay. I got it. Now I get it. Okay, so here I then I have like one more question. Yeah, I got this requirements missing because of maybe I was seeing in some other direction, but now that I have it,
Mhm.
um, how many keywords can we search with? And
Yeah, that's what we are supporting simple searching, and it should have kind of and or queries. You can, if you want to start, you can start with simple, some keywords. That's it. To start with, don't bother about and or queries for now. But your search could have 3 to 4 keywords. That's fine.
okay, okay, but I should also know. So this and or will be as part of this
So
same.
think in that way. You are searching Trump and election, or you're searching Trump or India. But that's fine. We can come to the queries later. You can even right now assume that there would not be. You can only searching Trump election, U.S. election results, something like that.
Okay, okay. So yeah, I mean, since we have that operate and or it will have.
Yeah, let's not worry about and or queries for now. Just think like very simple keyword search. That's it.
Sure. Um, yeah, so this is going to be our API where we'll be taking as an input user ID
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we will returning the JSON object, which will have the tweet metadata
Mm-hmm.
and along with the content of the tweet and who it is posted by. So this is going to be the returned output. Is there any other API that you want me to support, or is this good enough?
No, this is good enough. Yeah. So you are searching on keyword and you would be returning tweet ID, user ID, and contact. That's I think good enough.
Okay, so since we have our APIs and system requirements in place, I think I have enough information to like give a high level overview of what design I can come up with.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
uh, I think yeah. So actually, there is one more thing.
Mhm.
Want to support like a web web browser application or mobile application, or it is both.
So we would support both. You would return your response, I think, up to the application how they want to render it.
Okay, okay. So since we have like supported both, so the client can make request
Mm-hmm.
either from their mobile phones or web.
Mm-hmm.
So client can be both,
Mm-hmm.
and it will once the client takes the request, it will be first. Um, since we want to like since we have multiple queries and it's read heavy system, we have to like use load balancing to like send our request to an appropriate application server. So I will use a load balancer here, which will basically
Mm-hmm.
connect to like multiple app servers
Mm-hmm.
to serve this request.
Mm-hmm.
This will be the application server. And application server will be doing all the work for servicing that request. So this will basically be like accessing the, and we are using cache here. And even I think even for caching server, we can use a load balancer, since we will be requiring multiple caches for replication, since we want to make the search responses faster. So, and it should not be that tweets are um, lost because one server is down for fault tolerance. So there will be multiple cache servers which will be uh, there. So we can use load balancer for even the caching, and we can use like a memcache or redis like.
So for what we are using cache, we are using cache to store
uh,
tweets.
so basically there will be a place where the tweets will be stored, so
Okay.
to be for the tweets, and there will
So,
be
so you are assuming that all the tweets would be in the cache, like
all the, not all the tweets, like a 20% of the tweets which are like top trending, which is generating like 80% of the traffic.
okay.
So we can, rather than accessing it from the database and returning,
Mm-hmm.
take it from the cache server.
Mm-hmm.
So this load balancer can also like used for accessing the cache,
Mm-hmm.
and this will be the db. So if the data is not in the db, then we can take it from the.
Okay. So okay, yeah. So we have tweets now. How you will search them?
Yeah, so basically this is going to be the flow. Whenever a request for searching is started, it will start from the client,
Mm-hmm.
and we will have like a I'm just trying to see what protocols, what protocol are we using here to,
So that's fine. Assume like it's REST. So yeah.
yeah, REST API.
Mm-hmm.
But I am trying to see which is the best possible thing to do here. Is it going to be like a long polling or?
No, that's fine. No, you just make it's a request response. You make a request and you get a response. That's it.
Yeah, so that request will be generated from the client, and it
Mm-hmm.
go to load balancer, which will
Mm-hmm.
select the app server, route the traffic, route the request to the app server in round robin fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, it will map each of the client to appropriate application server. And if
Mm-hmm.
the app servers go down, then it will just take it out of the system. Or even that load balancer can like route the traffic based on the load of the app server. So if any, it will, in that case, it
That's fine. I think our system should be able to handle that. But
yeah,
how about actual searching part?
yeah. So after that, it will go to the yeah, so it will, app server will basically take that query, API query, and
Mm-hmm.
based on the, yeah, so this part, based on the keyword,
Mm-hmm.
it will try to see So basically, it will also have the user ID so and the keyword as an input. So
Mm-hmm.
it will basically uh, like access the what all followers this user has. So
Mm-hmm.
a database where we are maintaining. It can
So,
be
so
that.
we can even assume that there is no need to look for followers. So whatever is top tweets you're getting, you can return them. So just to make simple, like you can even just search your system and find the tweets if that helps.
Yeah. So tweet. So then I will only use my keyword,
Mm-hmm.
and based on that keyword,
So technically, you need to find what all tweets have that keyword, and
correct.
then you have to form your result set and return back.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see, that we have all the tweets stored, and
Mm-hmm.
now we want to like search the keyword. So we
Mm-hmm.
like do some database query here to get the tweets and then latest tweets.
Uh-huh. Do you think like this system would able to help, or you need to expand your backend to see if it would help?
Okay, yeah, I think I need to expand, use something else additional, because
Mm-hmm.
simply in the because this will be like a brute force where I will be searching in each tweet in my database and see if it is having that keyword,
Mm-hmm.
and then sort by timestamp, which will be like very time consuming. So to make to optimize this, I will need some additional components into the system, or at least in database, to index using this keyword.
Okay. And how would you do that? So you would be indexing all the keywords, or like or ad hoc basis.
um, it should be ad hoc, because we cannot simply search for every word and index it. So based on our queries,
Mm-hmm.
we will keep indexing those tweets.
So 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 if I got it correct. So based on keyword, first you find what are the tweets associated to that, and then you will index that. Okay, for example, Trump is the keyword. Then you find all the tweets and index and say Trump, and all these tweets are belong to Trump. Is it something like you're thinking?
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
But would that be expensive to do on fly?
Yes, it will be.
Is there something we can do asynchronously?
Like pre-computing those tweets based on keywords.
Yeah, that could be one approach.
Okay, okay. So we can take like so whenever somebody tweets,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we can whatever words that tweet
Mm-hmm.
contain, can
Mm-hmm.
index using those words,
Okay.
and then in the we can index it using those words for that tweet. So if the query comes for any of those words, then we know, okay, that this tweet passes that criteria.
Okay, so
And
so would you like to add that information to your design? Like, so it looks like there is another flow where uh, so where you will have this right path, but the right path will also do some kind of extra work where it will, based on the keyword, it will also associate what this tweet is belongs to this keyword. Is that you're proposing?
yes, yes, that's what I am proposing.
Okay. And would you like to mention in your design?
Yeah, so that will come after apps. So app server
Mm-hmm.
will is basically getting the tweets.
Mm-hmm.
It will
So technically, it would be writing to DB and cache.
yeah, but it will be based on the
Now you would have another, I think, memory or storage where you would be doing this keyword-based mapping, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but that won't be like storing the whole tweet. It will be like a metadata. So the actual tweets will be in the tweet database,
Mm-hmm.
but the additional layer of indexing that will happen
Mm-hmm.
uh, can multiple worker fashion, because we have to like parallelize this effort since there will be like multiple
Mm-hmm.
key. So there will be like multiple workers and queue that we will be using for
Mm-hmm.
this.
Okay. But
And then
how you will store the thing?
we can either store it like in the, so all this output can
Mm-hmm.
go to like uh, another database, or it will be like a another
Mm-hmm.
metadata
Yeah,
database.
I'm fine having another database.
Yeah, so this will be like only a metadata DB
Mm-hmm.
though. It won't be
Mm-hmm.
like a, so here we will referencing that this keyword is there in the this tweet, like a key value store we can use here, like
Okay.
Cassandra or
So how it would look like, for example, Trump, then what it
yeah.
would be.
So if my tweet, suppose if my tweet is for, I'll take something generic,
Yeah.
like computer science is cool maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, nice.
So if my tweet is this, then I
Mm-hmm.
can probably, like, there are three words to four words in this, but like this is I can remove because it's
Yeah.
a word
And I think you have
which
like workers which could do that.
correct. So here they will be doing this saving, like
Mm-hmm.
metadata. That this is a, so for suppose the tweet ID is T1 here. So I
Mm-hmm.
will say computer keyword
Mm-hmm.
will like T1 qualifies for this, and based on what timestamp. So it will all, and this
Uh, Timestamp. Why timestamp here?
because we want to give the latest tweets to the,
How you give? Okay, so this is interesting now. So you put computer science and put timestamp. Now next time if you get computer as a search, how you will find what was the tweet? You got my question, Dipali?
yeah, um that will be like a list here,
List of what?
a tweet IDs.
Okay, tweet IDs. Okay.
And these tweet IDs are also like having timestamp in it.
Okay,
So
so you're
we
telling your tweet IDs like based on
it's like
some.
a epoch based epoch and sequence generator. So this will be like sorted by time.
Mm-hmm,
So that way we'll be able to get like the latest. So this will be like a queue. So whenever we get like a fixed size queue or something, it's suppose we want like top 20 searches,
mm-hmm,
then this will be a fixed length. So we can keep like removing the
mm-hmm.
yeah, we can keep updating this based on whatever tweets we get.
Okay, so let's say computer becomes really a favorite word for everybody starts searching computer. Do you think your design would able to handle that scenario?
If everyone is starting to search with computer, then it's
Mm-hmm.
like multiple updates. Then we'll have to maybe rebalance it. But there are multiple workers because we are not returning all the tweets. We are just returning top 20 uh, or is it like unlimited tweets that we have to return and paginate it?
So yeah, so we never discuss about that, but technically up to you how you want to return it. You want to do a pagination or how you want to return. There are different ways, but pagination could be one way. Let's assume it's a pagination.
Yeah, in that case, it will be a hotkey problem. Uh, like since now computer is being queried a lot, but that does not mean it has been tweeted so much. So we don't know like how many tweets will be there. Um, but if we are having a application server which is serving
Mhm,
word
mhm.
search, then the load on the system will increase. So to handle that, maybe we can use consistent hashing.
Okay, so let's come back to how you will return the results on pagination. So, how you will handle the pagination on the client side?
Yeah. Yeah. So I will have that one page
Mm-hmm.
of in my cache and keep on uh, giving the output from the cache and then keep loading it at the same time from my DB. And then so how much ever tweets are coming from here, the computer keyword.
Can you run me through a flow? So I'm searching a computer, and let's say there are 10,000 tweaks of computer, which has
Correct. Okay.
computer keyword.
So
And
there will
now,
be. Mhm.
now I'm searching a computer on the client. Can you run me through an end-to-end flow? And assuming I can only, if you, assuming you are paginating and can only show 100 tweaks on one page. And for safe side, simply we have assume like we have 1,000 tweaks uh, for computer and one page cannot show 100 tweaks. So technically you will have 10 pages. So how your end-to-end flow will work for from the client side?
So can you repeat? Like I have 100,000. tweets.
Uh, so I think we can go back to the previous page, which would be more simpler. So you have
Okay.
1,000 tweets for computer,
Mhm. Okay.
right?
Mhm.
So uh, like means you will have in your database that your metadata DB computer, and then you will have 1,000 tweet IDs, right?
Yes.
Now on client side, I search computer. So what will happen? And my page can only show 100 tweets.
Correct. So it will pick like 100 tweets and
But can you run me through a end-to-end flow?
okay. In that case, yeah, sure. So this flow will be similar, like when client is making a request,
Mhm,
uh, and app server is serving the request, and we reach to this stage where we have
mhm,
this DB.
mhm,
So we have this tweet, 1,000 tweets here,
mhm.
uh, which if it is available in the cache, it will be update like returned from there. So to do
Let
that,
me what?
I think we can use like a can is it okay to use like a queue system where clients have subscribed to the queue, and it will keep on getting the information as and when it requests. So in that case, like we have this 1,000 pre-computed one sec. So we have this pre-computed queue.
Mhm, mhm,
There will be a queue which will be maintained at the since app server is forwarding the request, there will be a queue between app server and metadata DB, and these clients can subscribe, or app server can subscribe for each of the uh, data
mhm,
based on the keyword query,
mhm,
and will there will be a request query, and there will be a response queue for getting the responses,
mhm.
that each user will get the response, and as soon as it gets the response, it will be deleted from the queue. Like suppose this is a client,
Mhm.
and there are multiple clients who are requesting for computer key, basically, since it's the hot key. So all of them will be requesting for it. So there is a request flow that will be coming to the metadata DB, which will be shared by all the users. So it will be like this, and there will be a response queue. So this is a request queue. This is our metadata. This is the queue where each of the client can subscribe, and this is going to be the metadata DB from where the response will be returned. So uh, the queue can be like the response queue will be like a separate for each of the client, and based on its capacity, like suppose it will have like 1,000 tweets, but this C1 can only support 100 per page, this can only support 10 per page, and this can only support 50 per page, then it will keep on getting it from the queue, and then as soon as they have received it, those tweets, that data will be deleted, so the queue can get the response for the further queries.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. We are almost at the end of our session. Do you want to add or wrap up anything you want to add, or you want to wrap up? If we can spend another 1 or 2 minutes. If not, then we can end this.
Yeah, so we can also add the tweet responses that we have given by adding like a popularity of the tweet or
Mm-hmm.
how much likes it has got based on that also. So in that case, we will run another query which will be like counting each. So we will have another data here along with the timestamp that how many likes or how many traffic this tweet has generated, and based on that we'll aggregate those results and send it in the response. And we can there will be like replication at each stage to avoid a single point of failure, since the system has to be highly available, and um, consistency can take a hit here
Mm-hmm.
on the interest of availability, because if the data is or tweet is like read available after some time, then also it's fine.
Yep, yep. Okay, cool. Okay, Dipali, I think we can wrap up this thing. Thank you so much for your time and attempting this. Much appreciated. So we'll open the floor for the audience. They can share their thoughts. If they have any feedback for Dipali, they can share. Um, no feedback?
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, this is that. So how this metadata DB like works? Like, let's say if a user tweets and a word like computer science, if let's say that has been liked by or retweeted by multiple times by multiple followers of the same user, is that data would be stored into the metadata with the based on some indexing kind of thing, like that is what the T1, T2, T3 he's mentioning.
So I think what could be done here is that one way is that this metadata would like how Dipali designed it. This metadata will only have tweet IDs. When we are extracting the tweet IDs and returning the response, that time we can see what to do with that. That is one way of doing it.
Okay.
So, so now you might have like 1,000 tweets. So out of the 1,000 tweets, I can filter out based on popularity, likes, retweets, and so that time I can play around with things.
Okay.
I think the question is different, right? The question is not about followers or not about subscribing to certain tweets. That is a different topic. The question here that Asim asked was basically searching for the tweets, right? Because once you subscribe, who gets the tweet, what order they get it, because that goes into your timeline and different things. So that is a different question. I think the question little bit got confused between followers and actually searches. Correct me if I'm wrong, Asim.
Yeah, the question was really simple. Like you just need to search, but up to the
Yeah.
candidate how if the candidate wants to take it further. But like I mentioned, I'm fine with simple search, and that's what I mentioned in the question also.
Mhm.
I'm not bothered about popularity, location, anything like that. Only thing which matters to me, you show it by order in the terms of how it was tweeted by timestamp. That's it. That was very simple way of putting it.
Yeah, read through cache and write through cache and things like that. That was, I was looking through for that answer. I didn't see that.
But that's fine. Like different candidates come up with in their own way.
Yeah.
So that's totally fine.
Uh, yeah, this is already is a new thing for me. Yeah, it seems it's a good approach also. This metadata storing the
Mhm,
partition, like the time-based most relevant keys. I mean words, so that
mhm,
the reading will be very faster. Definitely. So will
mhm.
be what I thought is there would be kind of like a replica of a read database where the sharding like multiple database, the actual DB, right? The relational DB. On top of that, we'll be having some kind of sharding databases where the most recent uh, column based searches, let's say name, like some kind of computer, it might be a name or something. Then we'll be having some kind of replica database on top of that name, most relevant. So that's
Mhm.
what I thought. But this is also very good approach. Yeah, worker based approach.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback.
Yeah, I have a question. What can be the low-level design questions can be asked here, like what kind of database we'll use, why we use this database. So what other kind of question can be asked here?
So, so we could have gone beyond that if we would have time. But let's say the whole focus was here, like how this metadata DB would look like. So based on what Dipali designed, I think it's kind of a key value store. So any NoSQL should suffice that, and yeah, that's what my understanding. But then I think Dipali and I briefly spoke about this hot keywords. So that things then we need to figure it out. And I think Dipali mentioned about consistent hashing.
Yes.
So yeah, so then it could be done even we can shard it and break that into different nodes. So and NoSQL is pretty good in doing sharding.
Okay.
Yeah, asking one question here. The flow when we search a keyword, right? So
Mhm.
it comes from the load balancer to the through application server. From there, it won't go to the again the other end load balancer where the cache and DB present, right? It will go to the through workers, or is there any other flow which will directly connect to the metadata DB?
So
How it connects?
what I understood, the read flow, so the read
Yeah,
flow
that's
won't
what.
go to the workers because workers are only doing the write flow. They would
Right, correct.
they would clean the tweak and remove all these what they call this is the and only focus on core words and try to create this reverse mapping, and the read flow would still go towards app server. For example, computer is the word. It will go to metadata and say like what all tweets are comprising computer, and then go to the cache or DB, which Dipali mentioned. Get the content, formalize the content, and send the response back. But there is something. If it is pagination, then we have to see what to do.
So basically, there is a distinction between the metadata DB as well as the actual DB. So both are different
Both
in
are
case of
different.
read flow. In case of
Mhm.
read flow. So then in that case, the sharding can be applicable on metadata DB, not exactly the relational DB, like what the actual tweets will be stored,
See,
right?
so actually how that is a separate question, how to store tweaks. So
Okay.
here we are not kind of bothered about that. That's why I'm not
Yeah.
going in that space, because if we start talking about that, then it
Yeah.
would hijack the entire question.
Oh, okay.
And Dipali, do you want to add anything over here?
Yeah, so I actually when we started the design, I kind of went into the wrong direction because I intuitively thought, okay, it's going to be like a followers and it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be like a form like a timeline. So I kind of lost track there. But
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated the way you clarified later. Uh, yeah, this is the first time I'm designing such system, so I'm also not sure if it is right or wrong. But based on my knowledge and understanding, I tried to come up with the like page like how to handle pagination, which I'm kind of happy with. Like this is the ideal way to handle as per my opinion, but there can be multiple ways of doing it. And also designing the metadata database, which is like a HBase or Cassandra key value store, and even using the timestamps for getting the latest tweets. So that approach, yeah, I mean, I designed it right now, so I don't know if it is how accurate it is, but as per me, that's like ideal uh, way to do it.
Okay. Awesome.
And one more question, Asim, just
Mm-hmm.
basically the read flow, all it depends on the how we design the system with the right flow.
Mm-hmm.
If you are perfectly do the right flow system, very efficient, robustness, then the read flow would be more better. It's like a very easy flow. I mean, right? That's why that way I'm thinking. So if we right flow is a designed very good way, the read flow looks good. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Because we don't want to make the system less latency, like as fast as possible. So that's why we are like putting more work while writing the tweet and parallelizing the effort by having like multiple workers.
Yeah, one thing you have to consider is in the right flow, if you try to cache everything, right? Uh, like what, then you have to be careful in because not everyone will try to read the same right? So you have to put, so what is the strategy for what data will you put in cache, Dipali?
Um, the cache will be the I would put like a least recently used cache, like a top 20% here also. So whatever data is been written, but which is like most tweeted or most popular content, that I will try to cache.
Is it like most popular that is posted or most popular that is read?
I would be it would be read query, like if the key is hot key, to which like a more read queries are done, because this right we are specifically doing to support read. So I think this would make more sense to cache based on the read queries.
Yeah, that's a good approach. Yeah, because not everything that you write people will read, but if you see that people are reading, then
Yeah,
if first person reads it, then you put it in cache so that next person will come and it'll go hit the cache instead of going to the backend database or somewhere else. So it will be faster. First time it will be slow for a split second, but later on it will be fast.
oh yes, yes. So in that case, we can handle those hotkey scenarios better.
Yes, automatically it will be handled, the hotkey scenarios.
So yeah. So basically, what you mean to say is in between the worker to MetaDB, if we introduce another kind of cache to maintain that most recent um, searches, so that would be very easy to get the search. I mean, easy to get the such keys, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, so if something happened today, right? Jan 6th event or something, right? Jan 6th, the Capitol Hill or some event like that happened. So once first person searches for that keyword, then all the requests associated with that will be in the hot cache. So next time when someone searches for it, it will already be there.
Yes,
But
correct.
yeah, so otherwise, from July, Jan 1st, Jan 2nd, Jan 3rd, all the data, if you start storing it, then based on your LRU, nothing will be stored in there. Everything will be flushed out. Whereas when people search for something, only that you need to keep it. And if more people are searching, and then follow up for this is, if some keywords are really key, then you can have a separate cache which only keeps the key keywords from, if you know that some elections or some earnings report is going to come. So you can preemptively put those kind of hot keywords cached even before the customer asks, even before the client asks. Those is preemptive caching. You cache that even before customer or any client request comes. Second option is you do it when the client asks. Only those ones you'll do it.
So another question could be like, if you have the list of matching tweets, how do you reorder them? Like, I mean, like for now, I think Dipali mentioned by timestamp, right? But if you have some tweets from your followers, and as a user, if you are searching, you likely may be interested to see the follower tweets. I mean, like the people you follow, those tweets matching, or like, I mean, like there could be certain criteria, right, on which you want to. I don't know how Twitter actually pulls up those entries when we search. So, but like that can be one strategy too.
So that can be handled by popularity, like aggregation. So right now we are only searching based on the timestamp. But if there are like multiple attributes involved for returning the tweet searches, then we can also like add what are the followers and what are the top trending tweets, and then only take those tweets from metadata and not like all the tweets. So while worker threads are writing, it will be focused on that rather than like all the tweets. Is that your question? I'm not sure.
I didn't get you, like what, can you repeat, Dipali?
Yeah, so what I meant was right now, like whenever there is while writing the tweet, we are making this metadata database so that we will be able to read
Mhm.
while the read queries are coming. So if we only want to like return the followers, top trending followers tweets which are matching the keyword, is that your question?
Yes, I mean, like, yeah, if we want to adjust the such results based on like, if, I mean, like instead of by timestamp, you want to prioritize the tweets by your followers first, matching such criteria, then others compared to the rest.
In
I
that,
think Naga is pointing to the ranking system, some kind of ranking system based on followers or age, demography, location, something like that, right? And I think Dipali is pointing it out that it may not be in scope for the current design.
Yeah, I'm not saying like it should be part of current design. Like I'm just asking another question. So just a way to think about.
So Naga, your question more applies to the timeline. Like if I'm follower of Joe Biden or Trump or someone, right? And I want to know everything about what they're doing. So since I'm the follower, my timeline will have all the information.
No, I'm not talking about timeline. I'm talking about search results only. So let's say, yeah, you have 20 tweets coming in. Like, do you like to see, like, there could be one such preference, right? Like I like to see the among my followers if somebody posted this. Sorry, I mean like among the people I follow. Sorry.
So
Yeah, so I think I understood what Naga is saying. I think there are different ways of ranking. The candidate set can be generated the way it was explained here, and then from the candidate set of tweets,
Yeah.
each tweet will have the, I believe, the user ID who posted it. So you have to do a join with all the people that you follow. So if you do that join, then you are now getting a subset of tweets that of people that you are following, and that could be one of the possible ranking strategies. I think
So
that's
today,
what you.
today in the if you search Google or somewhere, right, you have a feature called alert system where you can subscribe to some alerts. You can have keywords of Starbucks or Nordstrom or T-Mobile, Expedia, Microsoft, and when any of those things come, and you can also add additional keywords. When any of the keywords come, the search will automatically get triggered for that set, and you will get results.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to derail this discussion, so
Yeah.
let's get to the feedbacks like to
Sure.
Dipali and
I think Nick is asking some question in the chat. Can we
Nick,
limit the number of tweets
Nick,
per work?
Nick or Boomik or
Okay.
Ganesh, like if you have any questions or feedback, feel free to speak up.
One more question I have. Is the search results is based on the just from followers, or it's also the top trending tweets from across entire the system?
This is top trending tweets it across the system. It's not based on followers. What we have currently. If we want to make it based on followers also, then there is a more there is additional work required, like probably join or aggregation.
Yeah, initially I think the question was, I think just the search.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Initially, the question is related to only followers, right? That is what
no,
maybe.
no. There was no mention of followers. Any tweets matching that search criteria, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the original question was only about searching with keywords in a Twitter-like system.
Okay.
Followers and all, it came later on. Like, it's good to have. It's like select star from this, where this, and. So those are like different joint conditions, but major is select star from tweet system, where your input is your tweet keyword, like computer is good or Trump.
Okay. The preference would be like always goes to the top trending keyword, irrespective of whether it is followed by the whether it is searched by the followers or it is searched by the external persons. It's like a top trending word we'll be searching. That's all, right? That is what we are expecting from this question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think now we can, if somebody has a specific feedback for Dipali, he or she can share, and then at the end I can give my feedback.
Anyone?
I want to add a couple of things. So I think, again, as always, thank you so much for volunteering, everybody. This is always great to learn from this discussion. What I felt, some of the interesting components came very later in the discussion, which was mainly the search system and how do you store the tweets with the mapping, the inverse index basically, I think was the crux of the system. which came in very later in the discussion. And then there were some interesting concepts around that. That what is the freshness strategy? That is each tweet, like how much time it's going to take a tweet to start appearing in the search results, right? That's the freshness story. What is the update story? That is, if I delete a tweet, if I update a tweet, how is my search index updated for those things? So that's basically the ingestion pipeline flow. What is the replication strategy here? What if one DB goes down? How are you replicating those things? And things like that. What, well, I think could have been even more time in the discussion is what I felt. And if we mentioned a couple of times that this is for the top trending tweets. Uh, and that was, and the result which we are showing here is the date time based sorting. So it is not adding up actually. So maybe the requirement should have been clarified further and further. It says that a social network like Twitter, it doesn't specify Twitter, right? So again, even though the assumption from the interviewer Asim here would be search across the whole universe, but I would say confirm that once, that do we want to apply any privacy mechanisms, that I don't want to see the tweets from users I am not following, right? If you talk about Facebook, for example, the biggest social media here, uh, if somebody is not my friend and if that person has not opened the settings, that person's status or post should not appear in my search results. That's a privacy leak. So even though it was tacitly assumed, it should have been explicitly called out. Yeah, that's all my feedback.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, awesome. Anybody else?
When we are discussing about trending page, are we missing out on language? Because if we consider Twitter, we have a number of language, a number of people tweeting across the globe. So is that the thing which we need to consider here?
So a good point, but that could be additional to the scope of this question, and it could be a good call out for the candidate to clarify.
Yeah, this internationalization like is generally like, unless explicitly asked, it is not part of the question, because I think any design like can be generic in the first, and we can always add internalization in the front end, or like, because it's you have many well-known solutions for that. So
Okay, thanks.
Okay, I think I can share my feedback to Dipali.
yeah, I can
So
share
Dipali,
Asim, like I'll probably leave you to the last because you are
Sure.
the interviewer.
Sure.
So I mean,
Go
like I
ahead.
didn't listen fully, but like from what I observed, Dipali, like I see that like Asim was always trying to hint you, or like you are waiting for Asim to point to move in certain direction. So I think you should start taking proactive approach, and you should drive, and you should ask Asim like, am I going in the right direction, or like, do you want me to focus on this or the other thing? And first, I'm just giving the feedback where you can improve. And I see, I mean, like, I don't know if it's me or other people also observed, but like I see little pauses. So, which doesn't clearly indicate like whether you're thinking on something or, I mean, like, I see that like you're trying to think and come up with some solution to that problem in hand. But being in a virtual world, I think you should even speak while you're thinking. So let me think a bit, or like, I mean, like there should be some continuous chat or talk Otherwise, like if you give like long pauses, it may give an incorrect indication to the interviewer. I mean, like, so that's what I felt. That is something that you can just like don't give like good pause of 30 seconds or 20 seconds. So at least say and say to the interviewer that let me think on this. So that is one feedback. And when you started like putting the high level diagram, I mean, like, you don't need to put like so deep like cache, load balancer, and all. Like, you can always add load balancer. You can leave some spaces between the client and app servers and database. You can just draw those three components and start adding components as you talk more or as you step into each of those. And always I think it's good practice to separate like the read and write flows and link them. I think you still did that, though you're using like from app server, you diverted the right path. So which is good. So I think from my observation, yeah, and the pagination thing, like you could have like, I mean, like, I know you came up with the solution that sounds uh, that came best to you at that moment, but like I think it can be better. So the queue model is not like it is latency sensitive, and it is prone to delayed responses, because there are many situations which can make the clients wait in that queue model unless you don't have proper monitoring in place.
Okay.
And I agree with Booming that like you could have come to the metadata or like your solution of um, identifying the keywords and the tweets ID little upfront, because there can be many follow-up questions once you landed on that. So yeah, there are like many potential follow-ups, like once you have that, like either by filtering for the followers, or there is a way like how do you move them to cold storage versus hot store, like the cache. So I didn't see like the flow after writing to metadata, like when you are moving to cache, and how you are determining the I mean, like in the search keywords, this is what you explained is the right path, right? But the search keywords, you get it in a different path. So the search path is different. So there you need to keep what are the top searched keywords. Those keywords could act as an input from, and you should have some process where you pull from metadata and put it in the cache, so that like the search can return faster. So maybe we could have got to that flow as well, like if you could have got, I mean, like little upfront on metadata. So yeah, that's what is my high level feedback.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, I was going in different direction earlier, like a timeline direction. That's why I took time to.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, like it's good that you got hold of that. Like Asim, like as soon as he pointed out, I think you were able to switch gears and apply. Yeah, that was good. I think you did best according to. I mean, like at this time. So, but like there is always room to improve. So.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. So, what can be the best approach for the handling the pagination?
So, I mean, like, I feel like you don't, I mean, like, the client can say how many tweets it can store, because, like, as a computer, when I'm sending the request from my browser, I can say I need the 30 tweets, and from mobile I can say 10. And when you are scrolling, you automatically make a follow-up query before the user gets to 10th tweet. So similarly in all other clients also, that's what I have. You can have all this matching tweets in cache or DB, wherever in a time sensitive manner, or like whatever the sorting mechanism. So as you query, you can continue to get the previous sequence ID and start getting the next set of tweets from that.
Okay.
That's what like I think. Maybe if others feel there is a better solution for this. Okay. Asim, I think, yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Naga. So, so Dipali, I would give both things you did good and things you can improve upon and take this design to the next level. So things you did good was you able to follow a structure where you have your requirements, you have your estimations, you have your high level thing, and wherever the interviewer was giving you hints or direction, you're able to move towards that. So overall, in terms of the flow and structure, I think you are doing well. Now, how we can take things to the next level is first, I think, if you scroll up a bit for me. Yes, so the first thing was, I think, the whole thing was where the confusion was between timeline versus search, and that is something you should have clarified precisely in the start. So when somebody says search, that means like searching something. When you do on Google search, it's like a search and it shows you results, but it is not like showing you some kind of timeline itself. So these terminologies, I think, should be quite straightforward. But if there is a confusion, always ask and clarify with your interviewer, because you see, you were almost the estimation requirements in your head was different, and when I pointed out, hey, your API search tweet does not have a keyword, but the good part was you able to hold it really fast. Otherwise, might be if I would be at your position, I would have totally got confused and couldn't even proceed further. So that is a good part, like you able to catch up really fast. But that could be a wrong signal where the things are not clear to you in the start and you proceeded further, or you assumed yourself. That is one thing. And I felt like you can spend some more time offline while coming up with these estimations, because typically these calculations could be really go in megabyte, terabyte, gigabyte. So the convention should be really clear to you if you're going towards that capacity estimation. And I can give you some other tips offline and how you can proceed with that. So other thing, so let's say things were really clear to you in the start, you are doing a search. So there could be different questions you could have asked, like how much the latency is allowed, like how long the search results should take place, like within a second, milliseconds, 2 seconds is fine. Okay, so that could be one question. The other question could be how long it could take the search result to show in my like let's say somebody put a new tweet. how long it should take to show in my search result. Like 10 minutes is fine, 15 minutes is fine. So these things help you to decide whether you want to do any kind of asynchronous eventing based system, or do you want everything like a real time. And yeah, so these questions I think are important in terms of response times. Even if you have thought about timeline, then also these questions are relevant. Like how much is the response time of my timeline? How long it should take something to appear in my timeline? So I think these are the relevant questions. Then in terms of your high level design, I think like Naga mentioned, we don't need to put a lot of these things, app server and other things. And when so basically in this design there are two flows. One was a write flow and one was the read flow. Write flow is doing two things: writing things in the writing actual Twitter, which you don't need to focus upon much in this type of situation, and then writing to the metadata DB. And then you have a read flow, which is separate. So I would suggest to have everything as a microservice, separate microservices. One microservice is for read, one is for write. And then you have a asynchronous workers who are doing job behind the scene. And then you can say it can take like 10 minutes for them to done their work. So any tweet could appear after 10 minutes only or 5 minutes based on your design. And after that, so after that, so I was trying to take you towards the database backend, but then I thought like might not be your that is not that your core strength. That's what I felt. Then I thought might be your core strength is on your front end, where because you were talking about what would be my client, how it will look like, and things. So that's why I tried to drove you towards the front end thing. Like, okay, tell me how your pagination would work, how the things will work. So with this, I can see your end-to-end observation of the system, as well as how you will deal things on the front end. So that is the other thing. But what I felt is this is your first time, and I can clearly see that you are doing an interview for the first time. So I would say I feel like you got a really good hands-on today. And definitely if you try any real interview or try a mock interview next time, you can yourself see a different persona. And now you also know what things you need to focus upon, like and how to explain end-to-end flow, how to manage your pauses, how to think about the backend, how to think about key value store. And if you're talking about key value store, I think there are a lot of comments in the chat, like how the partition sharding would work. So these all things would definitely help you anytime later in any of the interview. And I would say like now consciously, subconsciously, you yourself would look upon things precisely. And I think from this thing, I could feel that you have read a lot of things, good things. Now it's time to just assemble them and put it and align your thoughts and put them together. So that's all from my side. Sorry, it went really. I explored a bit further, but yeah. So that's from my side.
Yeah, that's a very detailed feedback.
Yeah, actually, you pointed out so many things so correctly. Because I mean the last point, to be specific, I've read a lot of things, but now when it's time to put everything together, I need to work on it. And this specific question, I haven't practically seen before, so that's why I think intuitively I didn't even think, okay, I have to search. I kind of went in that timeline track, but that's like a big blunder mistake which should not happen. So yeah, that gives me a very good data point to like really question.
And that's what we are doing all these mock-up sessions, like fail here, fail as many as times you want to fail and learn. So in the real interview, you nail that interview. That's it. That's our goal.
Yeah, thanks. Because this is my first ever interview, like ever mock or any system design with respect to system design.
Mhm.
Yeah, seriously, you're in a
Mhm.
good spot, Dennis.
Sorry?
Yeah, if this is a first interview. So yeah.
So was it like that
So as a
evident?
No.
no, as a first timer, you did well.
Yeah,
That's what I think
yeah,
Naga is mentioning.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Because
As if
first, I remember my first time was really terrible. So you actually did a really good job.
Yeah, I agree to that. My first time, even my second time was not this good, or third time.
So Dipali, I would suggest to keep preparing and keep booking mock interview slots, and you would see, you yourself would see a lot different persona change in yourself. The way you will put up things and do things different, you will yourself would start imagining differently.
Yeah, definitely. I like the conversation and the way the things went. So yeah, I mean, I will look forward to the more like giving more mock interviews and be part of the interaction.
And coming back to your calculations, I told like I can tell you at the end. So basically, your equal to I think doesn't work because you put 500K. So what you can do is if you can try for me,
Yeah.
you, for K thing put or we can do a new line there. Hmm. So if you remove K or you can do a new line. Mhm.
Okay.
Can you do a new line for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put 500 into 10 and equal to, and then space.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, you can do 500 into 10 raised the power 3. Yeah, and then into 10. That's what you were trying to do earlier, right? Into 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there, if you do equal to, remove this thing and do equal to, yeah. So it will give you very high level. Like now you can yourself see it's almost like 5, uh, 10, yeah, 5, yeah. So 3s are K, then M, then giga, tera, and yeah. So in that way, this OneNote supports simple calculation, so you can quickly use that as your friend. And the other thing is OneNote has this pan option. You can even scroll if you press hard on OneNote, you can even go up and down and on somewhere on the page. Yeah, you can even go
Yeah.
left, right. You can zoom in, zoom out. So I really like OneNote, and
Yeah.
yeah,
I
in that
was
way.
trying
So you can write,
that.
you can read and write. Sorry, you can write and draw at the same time. And I
Oh.
generally suggest people, uh, you see that whiteboard on the top, right? There is whiteboard written. There is a arrow button under text mode. Under text mode on the left, more left, more left. Yeah, under that there is a arrow button.
Uh-huh.
Come down a bit. Yeah, yeah. If you press this. Oh, sorry. I was trying to collapse everything so you have more real estate. It looks like something else happened. Okay. Because I use Windows, so there I use OneNote for Windows. So that is different from this, looks like.
Yeah, actually, I'm not logged into my account. Maybe that's why I will try.
No. I think
No,
this
it
is
is
different.
different.
So
For even I have the same Mac, and on my Windows, I have two laptops. Mac and Windows both have different interfaces.
mhm.
But Asim, you can give a small session on using OneNote best
Sure.
practices.
But is the single scroll supported on Mac? Like scrolling
What's
in
the
this, because I
scrolling?
can,
You're scrolling, right?
yeah, but I
This
don't
is
think I can go below this.
no.
No,
You can
if
go. You can.
you can go
Yeah,
as much down as possible. You just have to enter,
Yeah.
enter,
got it. Got it.
and you can actually scale out and scale in. And if you want to get a big picture of everything,
Yeah.
zoom out.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And
Yeah,
then you
one.
can play with different colors also. I suggest using black and blue.
Hmm.
But is this OneNote for Mac? Because or this is comes with Office 365.
Comes with Office 365.
Yeah.
So
So there is
Dipali,
an
there is one
application. If you
question
open the
for
App
you.
Store.
Are you using stylus with Mac or are you using mouse?
I'm using mouse.
Okay.
Good to have a
I
stylus pen.
not good. I mean, this is very bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
if you
drawing
have
actually
stylus
was
pen,
little slow. Yeah, maybe if you had stylus, it would have been faster.
that is another feedback. Yeah, good call out, Praveen. That have a stylus pen always helps, and but it would take few days or 1 or 2 days for you to get adjusted. But once you get adjusted, you can go really fast in terms of your drawing.
Nice. I'll. So do we like get it on Amazon or something?
Yeah, there are a lot of stylus pens, and if you want, I can tell you which one I have bought.
Yeah, that will be good. I'll get the same.
So
Yeah,
has
I can.
anyone used like a stylus pen on the Magic mouse to draw things, or because Mac doesn't have
No.
like a touchscreen keyboard, touchscreen like display,
So
right?
so some stylus pens come with the writing pad. The one which I have comes like that.
I think
So
that
it has
is
a drawing
better
pad.
to have a writing pad, because if you I have a stylus pen, it writes on the keyboard, but it's not that good because sometimes different things happen unexpected. But it's if you have a separate writing pad, that will be good. You can post that in our Slack channel and Discord channel, and we can look at it.
I think
Yeah.
Bhavesh
So
uses on iPad, right? Like the same OneNote. Asim, do you know? I mean, like I don't think he uses Mac, right? For
no, I use Mac. I have a different OneNote interface, I think.
okay.
So you can check in the App Store of Mac what is a OneNote available. So, but you can do it later. But I pinged you the stylus link, and it looks like they're giving also 25% discount. So you can try that. So if you see there's a 25% discount going on, if you click that coupon.
Oh yeah.
So I use this. So it comes with that drawing, but you can see similar products and you can get the idea. And this can work then across Mac, Windows, wherever you want to use it.
Screen, then it won't, right?
Sorry?
If it's not touchscreen, then will it work?
No, there is a writer pad. You will write on that and it will, so basically you will draw on that and it will you can see it is doing on your OneNote.
Got it. It will be connected.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think like we forgot to stop recording. If there is no other.
Okay, let me stop the recording.
Yeah.